Palpatine's greatest boast changes the Skywalker saga forever. Emperor Palpatine's new boast changes the entire Skywalker saga, recasting it in an even more epic light. Undoubtedly the most powerful Sith Lord of all time, Darth Sidious was a terrifying force to be reckoned with. His true power was revealed in Star Wars, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when even Yoda couldn't beat him. Polygon has just published a fantastic new excerpt from Adam Christopher's upcoming novel, Master of Evil, which is set shortly after the events of Revenge of the Sith. In it, Palpatine demonstrates his mastery of the dark side by humbling his new apprentice. As he does so, Darth Sidious gives a striking boast. It's easy to dismiss this as idle boasting from a proud and vain man, but there's actually abundant evidence to suggest Palpatine was telling the truth. Star Wars canon has carefully avoided revealing the Emperor's origin story because, in a sense, his background is irrelevant. What matters is what he became, evil incarnate. This would explain why Palpatine's ascension in the Old Republic brought the Force itself out of balance, leading to the birth of the Chosen One. We now know that Jedi struggle to see the dark side through the Force, and Sith have difficulty with the light. With Palpatine dominant, the veil of the dark side obscured Jedi visions of the future. Palpatine was, no doubt, bragging to put his apprentice in his place. But it is entirely possible that he had become so consumed by darkness that there was no longer any functional difference between the dark side and Palpatine himself. This is why even Master Yoda couldn't beat Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith. Star Wars: The Clone Wars Season 6 revealed that Yoda had struggled to restrain his own inner dark side for a long time, and that, like all Jedi, he knew fear, doubt, and so much grief after the horrors of the Clone Wars. Palpatine may have been the avatar of the dark side, but Yoda was no embodiment of the light. For all his power and wisdom, he was still subject to an internal darkness that he struggled to control. I can't help but find myself reminded of a scene from The Acolyte, where Jedi Master Vernestra Rook confronts a politician named Senator Raincourt. "We don't control the Force," Vernestra protested, but Raincourt interrupted her. "Not the Force," he insisted. "Your emotions." Like all Jedi, Yoda believed he had controlled his emotions, but he had only suppressed them and thus was vulnerable to the dark side. This is why Palpatine didn't fear the rebellion. He had created a system where only the corrupt could prosper, and even his opponents had to indulge in dark deeds to defeat him. In one of Anda's most memorable scenes, rebel leader Luthen Rael revealed what it had cost him to oppose the Empire. As viewers, we watch in awe, not least because of Stellan Skarsgård's electrifying performance. But, though he does not know it, Luthen is inadvertently revealing why Palpatine could only be defeated when most of his generation of rebels were dead. They tried to fight darkness with darkness, and Palpatine was the dark side. Fear, anger, hatred. The more rebel leaders like Luthen and Saw Gerrera tried to undermine the Empire using these emotions, the more powerful the Emperor became, for all these things are of the dark side. Mon Mothma exposed the Emperor after the Gorman massacre and chose another way, thus beginning his undoing. As the embodiment of the dark side, Palpatine could only be defeated by the light. Luke began that process when he introduced the faintest flicker of radiant light in the Death Star's throne room, refusing to choose aggression. Had he given in to his anger and rage, the Emperor would have been unstoppable. Inspired by his son's redemptive love, Darth Vader chose to kill his master. He did so not out of hatred, but rather out of redemptive love, and in so doing, he fulfilled his destiny as the Chosen One. Darth Sidious, Sith apprentice, turned back to the light side, rejecting Palpatine's darkness, and his decision changed the fate of the galaxy. It is true that Palpatine, somehow, returned. But even then, we see the same theme remain true. Rey can only defeat the Emperor when she too has committed herself to the light side, and it is telling that she is supported by the combined power of the Jedi. Committed to the light side after death, these Jedi know no darkness, and thus their light can cast out even Palpatine's darkness. It's tempting to dismiss the Emperor's latest boast as just another of his grandiose statements. But it's entirely possible that it is true, and it has a massive impact on the entire Star Wars Skywalker saga.